What's up? It's October, and usually around this time I talk about scary movies and things like that. But this time I want to take a little bit of a different tack to it. And I want to talk about a TV show that I used to watch when I was an adolescent. And so this show is called Are You Afraid of the Dark? Some of you who are 90s guys or 90s people, you know this show, and it was like our version of The Twilight Zone or The Outer Limits or even Tales from the Crypt. So it was a good show. Some of the episodes, they don't transfer as well now. They're kind of dated. It's definitely a time capsule show, but it was a fun show and I liked it. So I want to talk about my top 10. No. I want to talk about my top 20 Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. That's right. This is going to be another one of those lists. My top 20 Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. So here we go. Number 20 is Highway 13. Now, this one is about two friends. By the way, there's not going to be any spoilers for these episodes because even though they're 20-something years old, I want you to find these on DVD or Blu-ray, and hopefully Nickelodeon puts these on Blu-ray someday if they're not already. And also, they're just something that if I try to explain, it wouldn't come off as well. And also, when I say two friends do something, be prepared to hear that a lot because a lot of these things have that sort of thing going on. So this time it's two friends. One is kind of uptight and kind of stiff. The other one is kind of a free spirit type, and they end up buying an old car. But what they don't realize is this old car comes with a curse, and the curse being that there's a trucker who keeps on following them at some point, challenging them to a race. What they realize later is why this truck driver challenged them to a race, and the incidents from the past. And that's what I liked about it, is the bit of a twist ending to it that you wouldn't think that the show like this would do. And it was a nice way. It wasn't groundbreaking or kind of, out of nowhere, but it was a nice twist to the idea that you would see in other types of shows or movies. Now, number 19 is The Trapped Souls. This one is about a family that goes to a cottage, and the daughter is kind of curious of why the owner is a teenager like she is, and why the hell the place is surrounded by mirrors. And through her investigations and stuff like that, she finds out why this place is so surrounded by mirrors and what the real deal is with this kid who's running the cottage. That's the one thing about the show. There's a lot of, because it was a kid's show on Nickelodeon, it focused a lot on teenagers, and even the adults were kind of in the background, which helped the people who were watching it, teenagers and young and adolescents, kind of enjoy it as its own thing. Now, number 18 is The Ghastly Grinner. This one is about a kid who wants to be a comic book artist. And so he keeps writing stuff, he draws stuff, he sends it away, but he keeps getting rejected. And one day he receives a letter saying, hey, we want to talk to you, we want to see your sort of drawings, you might fit with what we're doing. And he's given an incomplete comic that he's told he needs to complete. What he finds out later is why it's incomplete, why he needs to finish it, and what happened to the original artist of this comic book. Now, he has a bit of a sidekick or a side character. She can go either way depending on what type of person you are, and that she can be kind of a funny character, kind of a funny little sidekick, or she can just annoy you. It depends on what type of person you are. So number 17 is A Door Unlocked. This kid has a crush on this new girl who moves in. Also, by the way, prepare to hear that a few times. A guy has a crush on a girl. for a show that was at times scary, it definitely had some episodes that talked about romance. Some of them are actually not that bad. This one's a one that's okay. And he goes to Sado's shop of magic. Yeah. No Mr. Accent on the O. Anyone who's ever seen that show knows it, knows what I just did there. Sado's shop of magic, and finds a door that he's conned into buying, saying, "Oh, this will show you the future." And so what he sees is the new girl trapped in a fire. And so now he's got to try and stop her from getting into that situation where she could end up dead. That hopefully will be as much as I spoil any of these sort of episodes. Number 16. Sorry, I had to laugh right there for a moment. Number 16 is The Dangerous Soup. Now, this one is very fascinating because this one has a young Neve Campbell in it. Yes! Long before she was in Scream, and maybe not long before, like years before she was in Scream, and I don't think she was even in Party of Five at this point. She was in this episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark. She's the side character for this new guy who starts at this restaurant called the Wild Boar, owned by Dr. Vink. Dr. Vink. And our favorite Not a Nutbag character, he has this soup called the Dangerous Soup, and it's completely popular with all these people. Everybody just comes down, they want to eat this soup, and what these two people find out is why it's so popular and why it's so delicious, and what the secret ingredient is in this soup. Spoiler on that, it's not humans. Kind of. So that's part 1 of my list. Stay tuned for part 2, where I go through 15 to 11. So, did you watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments. So, until part 2, bye.